गुजरी श्री रविदास जी के पदे करते जा एक ओंकार सतगुर प्रसाद दूधता बछरे थनो बिटारियो फूल पवर जल मीन बिकारियो. The milk has been spoiled and made impure by the calf sucking cow's milk. The flour has been made impure by the black wasp taking the smell out of the flour, and the fish has also made the water dirty by moving around. माये गोविंद पूजा कहाँ ले चरावों, अवर न फूल अनूप न पावों रहाओ. So what could I present my Vaheguru, my God, as an offering and worship him? I cannot offer water, milk or flour which are already made impure and worship the God with such offerings. There are no other flowers to be seen around which I could offer to that Vaheguru as my present, as nothing is worthy of presentation to Vaheguru, as everything seems impure. Pause. मैला गर बेरहे है प्योंगा, बिखमृत बसेक संगा. Even the sandalwood tree is covered with snakes, which has been rendered impure by snakes. In fact, both the nectar and poison of life are found in the ocean together, and it is difficult to separate them. धूप दीप नैवेद्य है बासा, कैसे पूज करहे तेरी दासा. All the religious practices like burning the incense or burning the candle or worshipping Vaheguru have become impure and improper, being spoiled by vicious thoughts. O Vaheguru, how could I, your slave, serve you now with all these impure things being around? Tan man arpon puj charavo, Gur Prasad Niranjan Pavo. O Vaheguru, I would offer my body and soul at your altar, having considered everything around as impure, and thus worship you with the hope of attaining Vaheguru, who is free from worldly falsehood through the Guru's grace. पूजा अर्चा है न तोरी, कह रविदास कवन गत मोरी. O Ravidas, apart from this kind of worship, I could not offer any better and pure service or offering to Vaheguru, which could be considered superior to this prayer. O Vaheguru, how could I serve you as I am unable to please you through my worship? What would be my fate with this type of prayer and worship? गुजरी श्री त्रिलोचन जियो के पदे कर पहला एक ओंकार सतगुर प्रसाद. अंतर मल निर्मल नहीं कीना, बाहर पेख उदासी, हृदय कमल काट ब्रह्म न चीना, काहे भया सन्यासी. This woman is filled of sinful actions and vicious thoughts, though outwardly this person poses to be leading the life of a detached mendicant. He has not realized Vaheguru abiding within his own inner self. What is the use of dressing up like a sannyasi or renunciate? पर में पूली रे जय चंदा नहीं नहीं चीनिया परमानंदा रहा. O Jaichand, the whole world is thus engrossed in falsehood and dual-mindedness. No one has realized that Supreme God, that embodiment of supreme bliss. Pause. कर कर खाया पिंड बधाया खिंथा मुंदा माया पूम मसाण की पसम लगाई गुरबिन तत न पाया. You eat in each and every house, fattening your body. You wear the patched coat and the earrings of the beggar for the sake of wealth. You apply the ashes of cremation to your body, but without a guru, you have not found the essence of the reality of life. काय जपोरे काय तपोरे काय मिलो वह पानी लख 84 जिनो पाए सो सिमरह निर्वाणी. Why do you bother to chant your spells? Why do you bother to practice such austerities? Why bother to churn water? Meditate on the God of Nirvana, who has created the 8.4 million species of beings. काय कमंडल कापड़ियारे 68 काय फिराही बदत तिरलोचन सुन रे प्राणी कण बिन गाह के पाही. Why bother to carry the water pot, O saffron-robed yogi? Why bother to visit the 68 holy places of pilgrimage? Says Tirlochan, listen, O mortal, you have no corn. What are you trying to thresh? Without the real true name, all other efforts are total waste. Gujari अंत काल जो लक्ष्मी सिमरै ऐसी चिंता में जे मरै सर्प जोन वल वल अवतरै. May I never forsake the memory of the true God. At the very last moment, such a person who thinks of wealth and dies in such thoughts, such a person shall be reincarnated over and over again in the form of serpents. Ari Baye Gobind Naam Mat Bisrai Raha. O sister, do not forget the name of the God of the universe. May I never forget this true name. Pause. अंतकाल जो स्त्री सिमरै ऐसी चिंता में जे मरै बेसवा जोन वल वल अवतरै. Such a person who at the very last moment of his life thinks of woman, dies in such thoughts, shall be reincarnated over and over again as a prostitute. अंतकाल जो लड़के सिमरै ऐसी चिंता में जे मरै सूखर जोन वल वल अवतरै. At the very last moment, if someone thinks of children and dies in such thoughts, such a person is reincarnated over and over again as a pig. अंत काल जो मंदिर सिमरै, ऐसी चिंता में जे मरै, प्रेत जोन वल वल अवतरै. If someone thinks of paternal buildings and mansions at the time of death, then such a person shall go into the life of a devil or villain. अंतकाल नारायण सिमरै, ऐसी चिंता में जे मरै, बदत तिलोचन ते नर मुक्ता, पीतंबर वाके हृदय बसै. At the very last moment, such a person who thinks of Vahiguru and dies in such thoughts, says Tirlochan, that person shall be liberated. The God shall abide in the heart of this person. Gujari Shri Jaidev Jiyo Kao Pada Kar Chautha Ik Omkar Satgur Prasad Paramad Purakh Manopimang Sat Ad Pavaratan Paramad Bhutan Parakrit Parang Jad Chinta Sarvagatan. Vaheguru, who is beyond any praise, is personification of truth, consciousness and bliss, and full of virtues and imbued with the love of his beloved ones. He pervades everywhere among the world's three-pronged Maya, based on lust for power, greed and peace. His being himself above the effects of Maya. Oh brother, if you want to remember anyone, then you should remember that God alone, who is omnipresent. Keval Ram Nam Manoramam Bad Amrit Tatmayang Nad Naut Jasmarane Janam Jarad Maran Bhayang Raha. Let us recite name of true God, which is the most beautiful thing in this world and pervades everywhere. God's true name is truly like nectar and the real thing, by remembering which you would not come to grief, nor will you have the fear of old age, transmigration, or any other sufferings of body and mind. Pause. इच्छस जमाद पराभयं जस स्वस्थ सुकृत कृतं पवपूत पाव संबयं परमं प्रसन्नमिदं. You should sing the praises of Vaheguru, the protector, by taking his support in case you are afraid of the dreadful Yama, god of death, and you would like to control this fear complex. You should remember such a God who is free from death in the past, present or future times, and is a personification of eternal bliss and happiness. Lobad drisht paragrahan jad bid acharanan taj sakal duhkrit durmati Paj Chakradhar Saranan. If you seek the path of good conduct, forsake greed and do not look upon other people's property, renounce all evil actions and evil inclinations, and hurry to the sanctuary of the God. Har Bhagat Nijit Nihi Kevala Rid Karmana Bachasa Jogen Ki Jagen ki, danen ki tapasa. Worship that immaculate God in your thought, word, deed, with your body and soul. What is the good of practicing yoga? What is the good about giving feast and charity and practicing penance? Gobind, Gobindet Japnar Sakal Siddh Padan जय देव आयो तस सफुटन पव भूत सर्व गतन. Meditate on the God of the universe, the God of the universe, O human. He is the source of all the spiritual powers of the Siddhas. Jayadev has openly come to him. He is the salvation of all in the past, present, and future. ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निरपाव निर्वैर अकाल मूरत अजूनी सैपं गुरु प्रसाद. राग देव गंधारी महला चौथा कर पहला. सेवक जन बने ठाकुर लिव लागे. जो तुम राजस कहते गुरमत तिन मुख पाग सभागे रहा. O true Master, dear disciples, your slaves who develop love and devotion for you through the Guru's guidance, they appear beautiful and charming. O Master, the people who sing your praises in the company of the Guru are really fortunate and are called worthy followers, the worthy devotees of Vaheguru. Pause. टूटे माया के बंधन फाहे हर राम नाम लिव लागे. हमरा मन मोह्यो गुरमोहन हम बिसम भई मुख लागे. The bonds and shackles of Maya are shattered now by lovingly focusing their minds on the name of Vaheguru. My mind is enticed by the Guru, who is the enticer. Beholding him, I am wonderstruck. Sagli रैन सोई अंधियारी गुर किंचत कृपा जागे. जन नानक के प्रभ सुंदर स्वामी मोहे तुम सर अवर न लागे. O Nanak, the whole life has been spent in the slumber of ignorance. However, with the grace of the Guru, my inactive and ignorant mind has been enlightened by the light of knowledge, and now it has blossomed forth. O beautiful God, there is none other than you as beautiful and charming, nor as powerful as you are. So I am completely absorbed in your remembrance, singing your praises. देव गंधारी मेरो सुंदर कहो मिलाए कित गली. हर के संत बताओ हो मार्ग हम पीछे लाग चली रहा. O my dear saints, I am only following in your footsteps. I pray to show me the path by treading, by following which I could meet my beloved God. Show me the path leading to the union with Vaheguru. Pause. प्रिय के बचन सुखाने ये रे ए चाल बनी है पली. लटुरी मधुरी ठाकुर भाई ओ सुंदर हार दुल मिली. O friend, the best way to meet the God's spouse is to follow Vaheguru's will. I cherish in my heart the words of my beloved. This is the best way. The bride may be hunchbacked or short, but if she is loved by her God Master, she becomes beautiful and she melts in Vaheguru's embrace. एको प्रियो सखिया सब प्रिय के जो पावे फिर सा पली नानक गरीब क्या करे बिचारा हर पावे तित राह चली. There's only the one beloved. We are all the soul brides of our husband God. She who is pleasing to her husband God, to Vaheguru is good. What can poor helpless person do? O Nanak, as it pleases Vaheguru, so do we talk. Dev Gandhari, mere man mukh har 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 boliye, Gurmukh rang chulule rati, har prem pini choliye raha. O my mind, during the 3 periods of time, in the beginning, middle, or end, or present, past, and future, let us repeat the name of Vaheguru with the tongue. As such, I am completely imbued with the love of Vaheguru through the Guru's guidance, and now my body is immersed and imbued with the love of true God forever. Pause. How फिरूं दीवानी आवल बावल तिस कारण हर टोली है कोई मेल है मेरा प्रीतम प्यारा हम तिसकी गुल गोली है. I'm now almost half mad with the urge to find unity with my Vaheguru, and I'm talking half sense as I'm keenly waiting for this meeting, this unison with him. If some friend were to help me to unite me with God's spouse, I would become the slave of his slaves and would offer everything, my body, my soul, even at his disposal. सतगुर पुरख मनावो अपना हर अमृत पी झोलिए गुरु प्रसाद जन नानक पाया हर लाथा देह टोलिए. O Nanak, I am trying to appease my true God, who is my dearest true Guru, and would drink the nectar of true name by removing the covering, the membrane of worldly desires. I have attained this position to the grace of the Guru. Now we have realized the God within this body through our efforts, and we are fully immersed in the nectar of true name. देव गंधारे अब हम चले ठाकुर पे हार जब हम शरण प्रभु की आई राख प्रभु पावे मार रहा. O Vaheguru, now having been unsuccessful and dissatisfied from all other avenues, I have sought your support. O true Master, once I have sought refuge at your lotus feet. It is up to you either to pardon me and protect me or punish me as it pleases you, as I have left everything under your control. Pause. देव गंधारी हर गुण गावे हाँ तिस बलिहारी देख देख जीवा साध गुर दर्शन जिस हृदय नाम मुरारी रहा. I'm sacrificed to one who sings the glorious praises of the one and only God. I live by continually having the blessed vision of Vaheguru, of Holy Guru's darshan. Within his mind is the name of God. Pause. तुम पवित्र पावन पुरख प्रभ स्वामी हम क्यों कर मिले जुठारी हमरे जी होर मुख होर होत है हम कर्महीन घोड़ियारी. O Vaheguru, O Almighty Mighty God and Master, you are the purest, you are immaculate. How can I, the impure one, meet with you? I have one thing in my mind and another thing on my lips. I'm such a poor, unfortunate, like a liar. हमरी मुद्र नाम हर स्वामी हृद अंतर दुष्ट दुष्टारे जो पावे त्यों राखो स्वामी जन नानक शरण तुम्हारी. I appear to chant Vahiguru's name, but within my heart, within my mind, I still am wicked. I'm the wicked of the wicked. As it pleases you, save me, O Vahiguru, O my Master. I am the servant of you. O Nanak, I seek your sanctuary. Dev Gandhari हर के नाम बिना सुंदर है नकटी जो बेसुआ के कर भूत जमत है तिस नाम पर्यो है त्रकटी रहाओ. Without the name of Vahiguru, the beautiful are just like the noseless ones without any respect, like the son born into the house of a prostitute. This name is cursed. Pause. जिनके हृदय नाहि हर स्वामी ते बिगड़ रूप बेरखती जो निगरा बहु बाता जाने ओ हर दरगह है प्रशति. Such people who have not inculcated the God in their hearts, they are supposed to be bad at heart, they are like sinners and they are of a doubtful character, just as a person without the guidance of the Guru is considered to be a person of low caliber with a bad character, even though such a person may be very clever and know many things. They are cursed in the court of Vahiguru. जिनको दयालु हुआ मेरा स्वामी तिना साध जना पग चकटी नानक पतित पवित मिल संगत गुर सतगुरु पाछे छुकटी छक्का हिक. Such people unto whom my God and Master becomes merciful, they long for the feet of holy saints. O Nanak, the sinners, they become pure by joining the company of holy, following the Guru, the true Guru, they are emancipated. Dev Gandhari Mahalla Panjama Kar Duja Ik Omkar Satgur Prasad. माई गुर चरणी चित लाइए प्रभु होए कृपाल कमल पर गासे सदा सदा हर ध्याइए रहाओ. O my mother, O saints, let us pray to bestow on us your grace so that we could offer ourselves at the lotus feet of the Guru. When the God bestows his grace on us, our heart blossoms forth like a lotus flower and the mind gets enlightened with God's knowledge. We should therefore imbibe God's true name in our hearts and recite the true name all the time. Pause. अंतर एको बाहर एको सब में एक समाइए कट अव कट रविया सब ठाई हर पूर्ण ब्रह्म दिखाइए. That one divine God is omnipresent, being present within us and also all around us. As the same God pervades all human beings, the same God is perceived functioning everywhere. The same God is seen working inside our hearts, whether in difficult or comfortable postures. उस्तत कर है सेवक मुन केते, तेरा अंत ना कत हो पाए। सुख दाते दुख भंजन स्वामी, जन नानक सद बल जाए। There are so many of your disciples, your servants, silent sages, renunciates who sing your praises, but no one has found your limits, O giver of peace, destroyer of pain, O God and Master, O Nanak, I am a servant of yours, I am forever a sacrifice to you. देव गंधारी माई होनहार सो होयै, राच रह्यो रचना प्रभ अपनी, कहाँ लाभ कहाँ खोयै रहाओ। O Mother, whatever is destined for someone as per Vahiguru's will is bound to happen. The true Master pervades his creation everywhere, and somewhere somebody gains while somewhere else another person is a loser. This is all as per God's will. Pause. कहे फूल आनंद बिखै, सोग कब हसनो कब रोयै, कभू मैल भरे अभिमानी, कब साधु संग तोयै। This human being is enjoying the worldly pleasure, engrossed in vicious thoughts and sinful actions due to one's egoism. Sometimes this person blossoms in bliss, while at other times suffers in mourning. Sometimes the person laughs, sometimes weeps, sometimes filled with filth of ego, while at other times the person washes it off in the Satsangat, the company of holy. कोई न मीटे प्रभु का किया, दूसर नाही लोयै, कहो नानक तिस गुर बलिहारी, जय प्रसाद सुख सोयै। No one can erase the actions of God. I cannot see any other like him. O Nanak, Vahiguru's will and dictates are unalterable, and none has the power to change or destroy them, nor there is another one to be seen like him. I offer myself as a sacrifice to the Guru, whose grace blesses us with all the joy and comforts of life, thus enjoying the bliss of life. देव गंधारी माई सुनत सोच पै डरत मेर तेर तजो अभिमाना शरण स्वामी की परत रहा. O my mother, when we hear the torture by Yama, god of death, then we dread our vicious actions for fear of being punished. So I have sought refuge at the lotus feet of Vahiguru, getting rid of my egoism and I-amness or selfishness. Pause. जो जो कहे सोई पल मानो नाहि नाका बोल करत निमक न बिसरो हिये मोरे ते बिसरत जाई हाँ मरत. I always accept the will and dictates of God's spouse, and taking His decisions as the right ones for me, I follow them without a murmur, and I never use the word no against His will. But when God forsakes me, I suffer a spiritual death, so I cannot afford to forget His remembrance, true name, even for a moment in my heart. सुखदाई पूरन प्रभ करता मेरी बहुत यान चरत निर्गुण करूप कुलहीन नानक हाउ अनद रूप स्वामी परत. O Nanak, my true master is really in the state of eternal bliss and always looks after my interest and sustenance, whereas I am an ugly person without any virtues, not deserving any of his benevolence. So the God spouse tolerates many of my foolish acts, as the perfect God is the creator and benefactor of all beings. I always enjoy the bliss of his embrace and love of the God spouse. देव गंधारी मन हर कीरत कर सदहूँ गावत सुनत जपत उधारै बरन बरना सबहूँ रहा. O my mind, remember the God always, singing his praises, as everyone, including high or low caste, could cross the ocean of life successfully by reciting his true name or by singing and listening to his praises, and all could attain salvation. Pause. जय ते उपजयो तहि समायो एह बिद जानी तब हूँ जहाँ जहाँ एह देही तारी रहन न पायो कब हूँ. This human being has taken birth in many forms according to his actions, but has never stuck to any life permanently. In fact, this human being always has mingled with Vahiguru, the light from which this person is created. But once human realize this truth, then only can this person develop love and devotion for Vahiguru. सुखायो पै परम बिनासे कृपाल हुए प्रभु जब हूँ कहो नानक मेरे पूरे मनोरथ साध संग तज लब हूँ. Peace comes and fear and doubt are dispelled When Vaheguru, the God Creator, becomes merciful, says Nanak, my hopes have been fulfilled, renouncing my greed in the Sat Sangat, the company of the holy. देव गंधारे मन जियो अपने प्रभ पावो नीचों नीच नीच अत नाना होए गरीब बुलावो रहा. O my mind, let us act as it pleases Vaheguru. Try to perform those actions which could please Vaheguru, bringing you closer to Him. Pray to the God with all the humility, being the lowest of the lowly, and ridding yourself of all egoism. Pause. अनिक अडंबर माया के बिरथे तासियों प्रीत कटावो ज्यों अपनो स्वामी सुख माने तामहे शोभा पावो. Let us develop the love for Vaheguru, discarding all attractions for worldly possessions, as the worldly drama of falsehood and other functions of show are useless and futile. Let us earn a place of honor and acceptance in God's presence by performing such actions as would please the God's spouse. दासन दास रेन दासन की जन की टहल कमावो सर्ब सुख बढ़ाई नानक जीवो मुखों बुलावो. I am the slave of his slaves, becoming the dust of the feet of his slaves. I serve him and his humble servants. I obtain all peace and greatness. O Nanak, living to chant his name with my mouth. Dev Gandhari Prabhuji Tau Prasad Pramdaryo तुमरी कृपा ते सबको अपनाओ मन में ही है विचार्यो रहा. All my whims and misgivings have been removed by your grace, O Vaheguru. Now the only thoughts which cross my mind with your grace are that the whole world belongs to us and all are friends and no one is a stranger. Pause. कोट पराध मिटे तेरी सेवा दर्शन दुख उतार्यो नाम जपत महासुख पायो चिंता रोग बिदार्यो. Millions of sins have been erased by coming into your service, O Vaheguru. The blessed vision of your darshan drives away all the unhappiness. Chanting your name, I have obtained supreme bliss and peace, and all my anxieties, my sorrows and diseases have been removed. काम क्रोध लोभ झूठ निंदा साधु संग बिसार्यो माया बंध काटे कृपा निध नानक आप उधार्यो. Wanton desires, anger, greed, falsehood and slandering are forgotten now in the company of Sat Sangat, the company of holy. The ocean of mercy has cut away the bonds of Maya. O Nanak, he has saved me. Dev Gandhari मन सगल स्यानप रही करन करावन हार स्वामी नानक ओट गही रहा. O Nanak, now I have sought the support of the true Master who is responsible for carrying out and causing the functioning of all my actions, all my jobs, forgetting all my cleverness, my intelligence. Pause. आप मेट पै शरणाई एह मत साधु कही प्रभ की आज्ञा मान सुख पाया परम अंधेरा लही. We have sought refuge at the lotus feet of the God, ridding ourselves of our egoism, and this realization has dawned on us through the guidance of holy saints. Now we have acquired all the joy and comforts by following God's will, which has cast away all the darkness of my ignorance along with all my misgivings. जान प्रवीण स्वामी प्रभ मेरे शरण तुम्हारी यही खिन में थापो थापनहारे कुदरत कीम ना पही. O my Vaheguru, I have only your support as my mainstay in life, since I have known your greatness and wisdom now. Neither am I in position to evaluate the extent of your nature, nor it is possible for me to comprehend your greatness, as you could destroy this universe after creating it in no time. देव गंधारी महला पंजमा हर प्राण प्रभु सुख दाते गुरु प्रसाद काहू जाते रहा. O my Master, my true God, you are most dear to me, more than my life, and you are the benefactor of joy and comforts of life. It is only few Guru-minded people who have known your true form through Guru's grace. Pause. संत तुम्हारे तुमरे प्रीतम तिनको काल न खाते रंग तुम्हारे लाल भय हैं राम नाम रस माते. O Vaheguru, the saints and the holy men are really dear to you, like your own near and dear ones. As such, they are not afraid of death, with Yama, the god of death, having no power or control over them. They are always imbued with love, your love and your true name, so that they enjoy the bliss of your true name, reciting it all the time. महाख्यल बिख कोट दोख रोगा प्रभ दृष्ट तुहारी हाथे सोवत जाग हर 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 गाया नानक गुर चरण पराते. The greatest sins and millions of pains and diseases are destroyed by your gracious glance, O Vaheguru, while sleeping and waking. O Nanak, I sing God's true name, Har Har, and I fall at the Guru's feet. Dev Gandhari Panjama So Prabh Jat Kat Pekhyo Naini Sukhdai Jiyan Ko Data Amrit Jaki Bani Raha. We have seen that God everywhere with our own eyes, and wherever the true Master parades, we have perceived him. We find him pervading all sorts of benedictions and comforts to all the beings. We also have seen that his sayings are full of the nectar of true name, on listening to which one can enjoy the bliss of life. Pause. अज्ञान अंधेरा संति काटिया जी दान गुर दैनी कर कृपा कर लीनो अपना जलते शीतल होनी. When the holy saints removed our darkness of ignorance, we felt like being rejuvenated into life from death. From the inactive life through the Guru's teachings, we now enjoy the bliss and joy of life through the Guru's grace in serving the Guru, and the fire of worldly desires has been extinguished, which had disturbed our peace of mind. Karma tarma kich upaj na ayo, ne upji nirmal karni, chad syanap sanjam nanak, lago gur ki charni. The karma of good deeds and the dharma of righteous faith have not been produced in me in the least, nor has pure conduct welled up in me, renouncing cleverness and self-mortification. O Nanak, I fall at the Guru's feet. Dev Gandhari Panjama Har Ram Naam Jap Laha Gat Pave Sukh Sehaj Ananda Kate Jam Ke Faha Raha. Chant God's true name if you want to gain any profit in this business of life. Thus you will get relieved of all the bondage of Yama's noose, god of death, and attain the realization of God's true form in the fourth stage of equipoise. Pause. Khojat khojat khoj bichareo, har sant jana pehyaha, tina parapat ehu nidhana, jin kai karma likhaha. We have carried out a lot of research, and after great contemplation, we have come to the conclusion that one could attain God's bliss only through the company of holy saints. However, only those Guru-minded people who are fortunate enough and are predestined attain the treasure of true name. Se badpagi, se patavante, se pure saha, sundar sughad sarup, te nanak, jin har har naam visaha. O Nanak, the Guru-minded people who have dealt in the business of God's true name are really fortunate and businessmen of repute, worthy of respect and honor. The people who have dealt in God's true name are really beautiful, intelligent and charming, having the blessings of Vaheguru. Dev Gandhari Panjama Man keh ahankar afara, Durgandha pitra apavan pitar, Jodi saiso chara raha. O my mind, why are you so puffed up and feeling so proud? Your body is full of foul smell and is impure, both inside and outside. Whatever we see around in the world is likely to perish, as everything would be reduced to ash. Pause. Jinki atis simar prani, jio pran jin tara, tise tyag avar laptave, mar janme mugad gavara. O my mind, try to recite the true name of the God who has created you and bestowed on you this body and soul. In fact, the foolish self-willed people who develop love for the worldly falsehood are taken through the cycle of births and deaths. Andgung pingal matahina, prabharakho rakhanhara, karn karavan har samratha, kya nanak jant bichara. O Nanak, I am a blind, dumb and unwise fool. O God, I am without any knowledge or love and have not performed any good actions. but would beseech for your protection. O true Master, you are empowered to carry out anything or cause anything to happen, whereas I am a poor and humble being incapable of doing anything. I pray to protect me against all odds. देव गंधारी पंजमा सो प्रभ निरय हूँ ते निरय सिमरत आए गाय गुण गोविंद दिन रैन सांझ सवेरे रहाओ. The true Master is very close to you, rather within you. You should sing the praises of the God all the time, day and night, in morning, in evening, and remember the God reciting His true name. Pause. उधर देह दुलभ साधु संग हर हर नाम जपेरै करीना मुहत नाचसा बिलम्बो काल नित हेरै. O friend, you should recite the true name of Vaheguru in the company of holy saints so that you could utilize the invaluable human life fruitfully and attain salvation. You should not procrastinate even for a moment in this effort, as death is waiting over your head to take your life away any moment, but you are not aware of it, so you should meditate on true name all the time. अंध बिला ते काठों करते क्या नाही करते रे नाम आधार दीजै नानक को आनंद सुख कनेरै छक्के दो. O Nanak, may I also be blessed with God's support so I could enjoy the eternal bliss of life. O God Creator, I pray you to take me out of this dark chamber of ignorance and enlighten me with your true knowledge. O Vaheguru, I pray for you to bestow me your grace, as everything is available with you and you are omnipresent. देव गंधारी पंजमा माई जो प्रभु के गुण गावे सफलाया जीवन फल ताको पार ब्रह्म लिवलावे रहा. O Mother, such people who sing the praises of Vaheguru and concentrate on the remembrance of God, they make a success of this human life and get the reward of this life in the form of salvation. Pause. Sundar sugad sur so betar jo sadhu sang pave नाम उचार करे हर रसना बहुड़ न जोनी तावे. The person who gets into the company of holy saints is truly beautiful, clever, brave, and learned. He further purifies his tongue by reciting God's true name with it, thus saving himself from the torture of going through the cycle of births and deaths. पूरन ब्रह्म रव्या मन तन में आन न दृष्टि आवे नरक रोग नहीं होवत जन संग नानक जिस लड़ लावे. O Nanak, such a Guru-minded person does not perceive any other power except the Vaheguru, the one and only divine God, and remains immersed in the perfect God both in body and spirit. Then such a Guru-minded person merges with Vaheguru, as Vaheguru accepts such a person into his fold through the company of holy saints, dispelling all fear complex from this person about death and sufferings. Dev Gandhari Panjama चंचल सुपने ही उलझायो, इतनी ना भूझै कभू चलना, बिकल भयो संग मायो रहाओ. This human mind is so clever and active that it remains engrossed in this false and transient world, which is like a dream. This human is engulfed by worldly falsehood so much that he completely forgets that one day he will have to depart from this world, and is always mad in all worldly involvements. Pause. कुसुम रंग संग रस रचिया, बिखिया एक उपायो, लोभ सुनै मन सुख कर माने, बेग तहा उठ तायो. The self-willed person is always thinking and getting involved in vicious thoughts and sinful actions, and is always engrossed in the love of worldly pleasure or possessions, considering them real, whereas all these worldly things are unreal and transient, like the kusum flower, which will wither away very soon. This man would rush forward towards any beautiful thing so as to enjoy its pleasure and comforts, as the person considers everything nice, beautiful, is meant for his enjoyment only. फिरत फिरत बहुत श्रम पायो, संत द्वारे आयो, करी कृपा पार ब्रह्म स्वामी, नानक लियो समायो. Wandering and roaming all around, I have endured great pain, but now I have come to the door of the Holy Saint. Granting His grace, the Supreme God, the Master, has blended me, O Nanak, with Himself. Dev Gandhari Panjwa, Sarab Sukha Gur Charana, Kalmal Dharan Manhe Sadharan, E Asar Mohe Tarana Raha. We could attain all the comforts of life by taking refuge at the lotus feet of the Guru. I would be able to swim across this ocean of life with the support, because Guru's support alone could wash away all my sins. Even for purifying the mind and putting it on the right path, this is the only support which could achieve this. Pause. Puja Archa Seva Bandhan, यह टहल मोहे करना, बिकसै मन होवै परगासा, बाहर न घर बै परना. Even worship of the gods, or serving them with offerings of flowers, or laying prostrate before them, all such prayers are covered up by serving the lotus feet of the true Guru. Once the mind is enlightened with the light of knowledge, it blossoms forth, and we are saved from taking birth again through the womb while going through the cycle of rebirths. सफल मूरत पर सौ संतन की, यह त्याना तरना, भयो कृपाल ठाकुर नानक को, पर्यो साध की सरना. O Nanak, now I am देव गंधारी महला पंजमा, अपने हर पै बिनती कहिए, चार पदार्थ आनंद मंगल निध, सुख सहज सिद्ध लहिए रहाओ. Let us offer all our requests and prayers to our beloved God, Vaheguru. Then you shall obtain the four blessings and the treasures of bliss, pleasure, peace, poise, and the spiritual powers of siddhas. Pause. मान त्याग हर चरनी लागो, तिस प्रभ अंचल गहिए, आँच न लागे अगन सागर ते, Saran Swami ki ahiye. Let us renounce all of our self-conceit and grasp hold of Guru's lotus feet. Let us hold tight to the hem of Vahiguru's robe. The heat of the ocean of fire does not affect those who long for God and Master's sanctuary. कोट पराध महा अकृत कन बहुर बहुर प्रभ सहिय करुणा में पूरन परमेसर नानक तिस सरनैय. Again and again, God puts up with the millions of sins of the supremely ungrateful human mortals, that the embodiment of mercy, Vahiguru, that perfect transcendent God, O Nanak, I long for his sanctuary. Dev Gandhari Panjama Gur ke charan हृदय परवेसा रोग सोग सब दुख बिनासे उतरे सगल कलेसा रहा. In your heart place and enter Guru's lotus feet, and this way all illness, sorrow and pain shall be dispelled, all suffering shall come to an end. Pause. जन्म जन्म के खिल बिख ना सहे कोट मजन इस नाना नाम निधान गावत गुण गोविंद लागो सहज त्याना. We are enabled to remove all our sins of ages through developing love and devotion of Vahiguru, and we get the same result as benefit of bathing at millions of holy sacred places. We are also in a position to attain the treasure of the nectar of true name by singing the praises of the God, and we are enabled to concentrate at the lotus feet of Vahiguru in the state of equipoise. Kar kirpa apna das kino bandhan tor nirare jap jap naam jeeva teri bani nanak das balhare. Showing his mercy, Vahiguru has made me his slave. Breaking my bonds, he has saved me. O Nanak, I offer myself as a sacrifice to such a God who has accepted me as his disciple through his grace. We have now become totally free and detached from the worldly falsehood by breaking the shackles of worldly bondage, and we enjoy the bliss of life by reciting God's true name. We are a sacrifice to God now, having gotten rid of our selfishness and pride of I-amness. Dev Gandhari Mahalla Panjama Mai Prabh ke charan niharo Karo anugrah Swami mere मन ते कभू न डारो रहा. O my mother, I pray to enable me to have a glimpse of lotus feet of my Vahiguru. May I be blessed with your grace, O Vahiguru, so that you do not forsake me and discard or ignore me from the heart. Pause. Sadhu tur lai mukh mastak काम क्रोध बिख जारो सब तेनी जातम कर मानो मन में हो सुख तारो. O Vahiguru, I would like to apply the dust of the lotus feet of the great holy saints on my forehead, provided I am blessed with your grace, so that I may destroy all my poisonous vices like wanton desires and anger. O Vaheguru, may I be blessed with such humility that I should consider myself inferior and lower and humble in status than all others. गुण गावो ठाकुर अभिनासी कलमल सगले चारो नाम निधान नानक दान पावो कंठ लाए उरतारो. O Nanak, may I continue singing the praises of that Vaheguru who is ever existent and is not perishable either. May I rid myself of all the sins by seeking refuge at the lotus feet of Vaheguru. O God, I would only pray for bestowing on me the treasure of true name, so that I could inculcate your love and remembrance in my heart through recitation of true name. Then I would like to merge with you through this true name only. Dev Gandhari Mahalla Panjama Prabh Jiyo Bekho Daras Tumara Sundar Dhyan Tar Din Rani Ji Pran Te Pyara. O Vaheguru, I only wish that I may be perceiving your vision all the time, as your glimpse is so charming and beautiful that one likes to concentrate on it day and night, and for us human beings it is dearer to us than our life even. Pause. Sastra Ved Purana Vilokye Simrit Tat Vichara Dinanath Pran Path Puran Pavajal Udharan Hara. I've studied and examined all the 6 Shastras, 4 Vedas, 18 Puranas and 27 Simritis in detail, and have concluded one thing, that the true name of Vaheguru, of true master of poor and controller of our lives, is the only means of crossing this ocean of life successfully. Adi Jugad Bhagat Jan Sevak Taki Bikhe Adhara Tin Jan Ki Dur Bache Nit Nanak Paramesar Devan Hara. O Nanak, I seek the dust of the lotus feet of the holy saints from the Vaheguru, which is bestowed by him only on those people whom he prefers and with whom he is pleased. O Vaheguru, such people who have served you from the beginning of their lives have realized in you their mainstay in life through their wisdom. Dev Gandhari Mahalla Panjama Tera Jan Ram Rasayana Mata Prem Rasa Nid Jako Upji Chod Na Katu Jata Rao. O Vaheguru, your slave, your true follower, is fully imbued with love of the nectar of your true name. Such a person who develops the treasure of love and devotion for Vaheguru in his heart does not desert him afterwards looking for help elsewhere. Pause. Baitat har har sovat har 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 ras bhojan khata 68 तीरथ मजन कीनो साधु तुरी नाता. Such a Guru-minded person then recites God's true name all the time, whether in sitting, standing or sleeping postures. Such a person then recites the true name with love and devotion. In fact, the person who bathes in the dust of the lotus feet of holy saints makes a success of this life. सफल जन्म हर जन का उपजया, जिनकी नो सौत विधाता। सगल समूह लय उधरे नानक, पूरन ब्रह्म पछाता। How fruitful is the birth of God's humble servant. The Creator is his Father. O Nanak, the Guru-minded people who have realized Vaheguru, the perfect Master, have in fact crossed this ocean of life successfully, along with many others, and have finally merged with him. देव गंधारी महला पंजमा, माई गुर बिन ज्ञान न पाइयै। अनेक प्रकार फिरत बिलाते, मिलत नहीं गोसाइयै रहाओ। O Mother, without the Guru, spiritual wisdom cannot be obtained. Many of us wander around weeping and crying out in various ways, but that Vaheguru, that God of this universe, does not meet us. Pause. मोह रोग सोग तन बांधेओ, बोह जोनी परमायै। टिकन न पावे बिन सत संगत, किस आगे जाए रुआये। In fact, many humans undergo many sufferings, afflicted with physical maladies, being engulfed by many worldly attachments. Thus they are passed through the cycle of births and deaths as per God's will. They do not attain any peace of mind without the company of Sat Sangat, holy congregation. Whom can we approach for help regarding our sufferings except seeking the Guru's help? करे अनुग्रह स्वामी मेरा, साध चरण चित लाइयै। संकट कोर कटे खिन पीतर, नानक हर दरस समाइयै। O Nanak, when my Guru, God and Master bestows his grace on Guru-minded people, they are enabled to unite with God in the company of holy saints. By blessing them with attachment to lotus feet of holy saints, the God then relieves them of all their ills and dreadful afflictions within no time, and they are enabled to merge with Vaheguru finally by having a glimpse of God's vision. देव गंधारी महला पंजमा, ठाकुर होए आप दयाल। भई कल्याण नंद रूप होई है, उबरे बाल गोपाल रहाओ। दुए कर जोड़ करी बेनंती, पार ब्रह्म मन त्याया। हाथ दे राखे परमेसर, सगला दुरत मिठाया। Whenever my true Master becomes a benefactor towards someone, he bestows all his blessings on such a person, so that this person can swim across this ocean successfully, enjoying all the comforts and joy of life. Such a person becomes an embodiment of perfect joy and bliss. Along with him, all the family members also lead successful life by holding on to the support of Vaheguru. Pause. Then such Guru-minded people pray to Vaheguru with folded hands and recite the true name by inculcating in their hearts, as a result of which Vaheguru protects them with his protective care, thus relieving them of all sins and sufferings. वरनारी मिल मंगल गाया, ठाकुर का जयकार। कहो नानक जन को बल जाय, जो सबना करे उधार. O Nanak, when all men and women joined hands in singing the praises of God, they acclaim God's greatness and hail Vaheguru's achievements in His creation. I would offer myself as a sacrifice to such a Guru-minded person who first unite with Vaheguru and then also help others in attaining salvation.